Greetings, witty, clever, talkative Gemini. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and a tarot card reader. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And now I'm going to do the Gemini forecast for 2019. So this is a full, I'm going to switch the ring. This is a full year forecast. It's a general overview of the entire year for Gemini. This is a very general reading the way I'm doing it for all Geminis, and I'm going through it really quickly because I'm trying to do all of these in less than 15 minutes, but I highly recommend that you contact me for your own personal New Year's reading. This is one of my favorite readings. It's an hour-long reading, and I go into depth about your year, month by month, as well as the houses, the astrological houses of your year. So it's a great reading. It's really one of my favorites. I always do it at the New Year's for my clients. And so quickly I'm going to lay down the cards so we can see what's in store for you. Gemini. And then I'm going to pick your significator from the top deck. Ooh, power. Okay, so Gemini, your significator from the top deck is the Four of Discs, which in on the top deck they call this card power. So power is a big overarching theme for you in 2019, Gemini. And so in January, I see Gemini men may be feeling a little down, a little depressed. Some of you may, for Gemini men, some of you may have just gone through something and you kind of feel like you're returning from battle. For other Gemini men, you're just feeling maybe kind of depressed about something or down about something in January. For Gemini women, I think that there is a man in your life, possibly an air sign, who's close to you. It's possibly an air sign like a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but it can also be a man who inhabits those kind of qualities. So someone who's a man of like ideas and words and thoughts, a thoughtful, analytical type who is experiencing something. He's close to you. He may need your support in some way. He may be unhappy, so this is January for Gemini. In February, I see Gemini feeling ambivalent or apathetic, bored. In March, I see Gemini being kind of closed off and in denial about something, not looking at everything in your landscape, protecting yourself perhaps. In April, I see Gemini partying a lot of group activities, a lot of partying, a lot of social activities, maybe too many social activities, maybe partying a little too much, maybe being a little bit too decadent, or it could be that you're feeling like some of it is a superficial kind of partying, but that's in April. And then in May, we see an unexpected twist of events for the good for Gemini. In June, we see you leaving your territory or letting your guard down. In July, we see you really going through a period of maturity and wisdom, going inside, inner reflection, spending a lot of time alone, reclusive. In August, we see you clearing up some communication dynamics. And in September, we see that you might be worried about something. You might have a health concern, or there may be something else you're worried about, but don't worry, it's all going to work out. In October, there might be some relationship issues, either not seeing eye to eye with your lover. For some Geminis, it might be a breakup or just a lover's quarrel. In November, we see new love or new romance, or maybe you're having a rebirth of love with your lover at this point. And or this could be the birth of new creativity, an inspirational creative idea. Sometimes this is a pregnancy or a marriage, this card even. And in December, we see Gemini women may be feeling very emotional about something, maybe feeling obsessed about something, maybe feeling jealous or envious, or Gemini you may be dealing with a woman in your life, Gemini men or women, you may be dealing with a woman in your life who's being very emotional and obsessive or jealous or envious or overly sensitive about something. And and so that's the months of the year overview, quick overview for Gemini. And now I'm going to go through the houses of the zodiac. In the house of identity, it looks like Gemini is feeling kind of closed off and in denial, maybe not sharing of themselves so much, or maybe not really looking at something about yourself and your personal and your identity in 2019. And again, I encourage you to get your own reading because I go more into depth about these and what's before and after and why it's there, but these are just my brief overviews. In the house of finances and resources, I see Gemini has a potential of getting drained by others financially this year, so be careful of that. And in the house of siblings, that's where it looks like there could be some unexpected twist of events with one of your siblings, Gemini. And if you don't have a sibling, then I would say that this could be with your neighbor. In the house of home, you could be moving. It looks like you're leaving your territory. This is also, 2019, Gemini might be moving. And in the house of love and romance, it's not the house of love, it's the house of short affairs, creativity, and children. So, if you have children, there could be a child who is feeling alone or by themselves, or there could be a child who is really going through a big maturing process in 2019. And if you don't have kids, this could be that your creative process is going through a big maturation in 2019, or that you're going really inside in your creative process and really digging deep in the depths of your soul. And August, I see that Gemini is clearing up some communication. In September, I'm doing the houses now. So in the 6th house of service, Gemini is clearing up communication. There is service for you in clearing up communication. In the house of relationships and marriage, it looks like there is maybe a worry or concern. There's a test of faith, but everything will be okay. In the house of money and death and sex and transformation, it looks like there could be a separation of some kind of a lover, or separation of finances possibly, or a separation of something like that. And in the house of travel, it looks like there will be some new opportunities and new birth in traveling, maybe even going somewhere near the water. And in the house of career and attainment, it might look like you might be obsessing about something in that area this year, Gemini. And in the house of friends and business associates and organization, it looks like you have a friend, a male friend who is going through something this year who needs your help. He's gone through a tough time. And it could be someone in an organization that you're with, or a group, or a friend of yours. And in the house of hidden karma, it looks like, you look fine this year. It's you have the 4 of Cups in there. So I think that you have an opportunity to be exploring some emotional issues, but you might just opt not to deal with that this year in 2019, Gemini. So that is the Gemini overview. I just did both in under 10 minutes, which is great. Please subscribe to my channel. Please watch the New Year overview for your sun, moon, and rising to get the fullest scope. And definitely contact me directly for your own specific New Year's reading. This is actually when I do it for a client, an hour-long reading. We go into depth of each position. We look at what's before and what's after and the significance of how the whole year rolls out in a holistic way. So it's a great reading. It's one of my favorite readings. I highly recommend that you contact me and get that New Year's reading. And for now, yes, thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks, Gemini.